Welcome to another pump and dump show by Inspocrypto. Yeah, that's how I will redefine my show from now on, the pump and dump show, because that's what markets are doing at the moment. It's just pure pump and dump, pump and dump, pump and dump, pump and dump. It's sad to see that even SPY looks like a shitcoin, just pumping, dumping. Look the candle wicks. That's extremely wow. I mean, it's not the first time, but if I check, for example, VIX, it looks absolutely normal. Even I was expecting a big lift up, something it's not happening. Everything what I said where I was extremely convinced it's going to happen didn't play out. To be honest, I was wrong. I just didn't take into account the change of the possible change in narrative, and you see the consequences of it. You see that SPY is really wow. It's I mean Bitcoin is just following it, and you can see what's happening here. So I'm still speechless, and many people are saying, yeah, but Inspo, look, it's extremely bullish. Or just a few minutes ago, someone on Twitter, yeah, but the fundamentals are not bearish anymore. Of course they are. It's not about if oil is up or down. It's much more about that. It's the economy not only depends on three, four factors. It never happened. And we had crises behind us. They triggered market crash. And when we, in a very stabilized market conditions, and now it's absolutely the opposite. They are talking about we have bullish fundamentals while the whole global economy looks weak, while almost every central bank is raising interest rates. They don't need to do it if everything is fine, if the fundamentals are so bullish. And it's not. They are creating an illusion. They are creating something. They are artificially creating a bubble that looks extremely bullish. That's the only thing what they are doing to dump their bags, because that's the only thing and goal they have in mind. I have mentioned several times federal banks have they missed to reduce their portfolios, and they know what's going to happen next. And that's what we are seeing at the moment on the charts. If you say, look, you will miss it, I tell them, look, you don't know the main basic of every market, and that's trust. I need to trust the market to spend my money and to speculate on it. If I don't trust the market because I see that what they are creating is an artificially uh, bubble that looks bullish, because that's exactly what they are doing, I'm not going to spend the money I'm generating with hard work. It does make absolutely nonsense. It's, so I can't do it. I'm not going to do it. And I don't care if they are going to generate new all-time highs, if they are going to. Bitcoin can do 1 trillion in next month. And I will be absolutely fine with that, because I don't trust the markets. At the moment, I don't trust. I have some assets. I'm researching a little bit. So, for example, crude oil, well, conservative assets like gold, for example, watches, and so on and so forth. But I don't, at the moment, I trust more these markets, oil, just because we need oil. I think we are in a transition, and we will have war, a bigger war than we have seen between Russia and Ukraine. The demand for oil will rise. So that's something I can trust in. I can't trust in things they are just creating artificially, just changing the narrative, just redefining recession, for example, or redefining infrastructure. What's next? Redefine stock markets? Redefine money? Redefine what? I mean, that's, in my opinion, not how it works. And for me, it's clear I'm not going to trade until I see that the markets are coming back to a very normal conditions, and I think that's not going to happen for a while. But we will see. However, even I'm not going to trade, I will keep analyzing the markets because it's my passion. I like to do that. Even I know it wasn't really useful in the last days, even maybe 1 2 weeks, just because we have some algos, SPY following. Now SPY wants to go down, Bitcoin follows. I mean, that's something we can't see. We can't track. Unfortunately, we can't track that. But I will try my best to give you an overview what the market is looking like. I mean, in the last few days, we have seen less Bitcoin inflows to the exchanges, for example. We have seen option traders expecting more bullish price action, and so on and so forth. So, yeah, if you are convinced and if you still trust the markets, it's a nice opportunity because, I mean, even Bitcoin is still at 23,000. If we are talking about all-time high, what do you think is Bitcoin going to do? If if really SPY is going to make new all-time highs, you can imagine that Bitcoin is going to make at least 60, 70, if not even a new all-time high at 80, for example, or even higher. It's absolutely possible. But that only works if you can trust the markets. If you don't trust the markets, it's just going to be a stress factor for you and it's going to reduce your life quality. That's something I don't want to spend, to be honest. And that's why I'm not going to trade that. So let us go forward and check what the markets are doing right now. After CryptoQuant changed, I don't know what they changed, unfortunately, still didn't see anything about that, but well, you see, I mean, it's just declining. In my opinion, I'm still waiting to see a huge volume, something I'm not seeing. It would be the first time that I'm not seeing the voice ratio playing out, to be honest. But maybe I was wrong. I really can't tell you that. I mean, if they are going to push up, 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 it would be extremely, it could be possible that they want to sell the way up. Or maybe even whales are just right now a little bit in shock because the whole narrative changed that quick. I really don't know. However, we go forward and check what's happening here. So stablecoin reserves on exchanges is lifting even more. We can see while the stablecoin supply is declining even more and the weights ratio 30 hours moving average maintains at a level of 88. Still high, yes, but to be honest, who cares? At the moment, nobody cares really. So right now the weights ratio 1 hour time frame is indicating 82. That's still high, of course, but it's a normal average, I would say. So everything above of 90 is indicating a higher sell pressure. and let us check what's happening to the flow activity. So what we see here is nothing, really nothing. I mean, 600 bitcoins, 1,100 was the highest, and that's it. What we see is extremely a lot of stablecoin inflows and outflows. So 150 millions in, 100 millions out, 77 millions in, but that's it. That's absolutely it. Um, yeah. So if we check, for example, the daily one, what we'll see even here, look, I mean, we are extremely, it doesn't mean we can't go down, right? But if you check, we are on that level here, and that was close before we went up. So it wouldn't surprise me if, I mean, we are almost doing exactly the same, right? So we are doing higher lows, we are doing higher highs, and usually what happens, well, we can go down, of course, but it looks like more we will go in that direction. At least if we are taking into account the new narrative. I mean, it wouldn't be the first time that they are going to fool us, and when everyone is flipping to bullish, they nuke afterwards, but this time it's not a Bitcoin or crypto community thing, it's just much bigger, you know? I mean, it's, yeah, including stock markets, equities, commodities, whatever. So it's much bigger. So to be honest, I don't know. I mean, if SPY is going to dump, for example, something I would expect, but it's not happening, Bitcoin should follow. At least the sell pressure should rise. And then is the question how much bulls can spend. We will see. Let us go forward. So let us see what's happening here. First of all, funding rate up, then down, up, now, down. That's it. They are demanding at the moment more shorts. I don't know why, to be honest. We will check Binance. It looks extremely overloaded with longs, but I guess almost everyone is longing at the moment. And well, I mean, why not? Everything at the moment is bullish. It's, I mean, everything, not the fundamentals, but the rhetoric, everything is bullish. Absolutely everything. And you noticed also in the past, for example, with Pelosi's trip to Taiwan, I wasn't expecting any military conflict because of that. But even JP Morgan was saying, oh, if she can land on Taiwan, that's bullish. And you see what they are doing. That's what they are doing at the moment. Just, in my opinion, generating FOMO. Go up, go up, go up. And that's what they are doing on Bitcoin. And we will see that just in few minutes what's happening to Binance. And it would be the first case, but maybe it's possible that exchanges are going to give away money because it's so obvious just because of the whole sentiment and rhetoric that's extremely bullish and we will go up, only up, only up. So we will see. However, leverage ratio, okay, did exactly the same, and open interest is doing exactly the same. So everything correlates. What we don't see here is a big volume in stablecoins related to derivative exchanges. It's, I would say, less than average. Like here, 100 million, 60 million, nothing big. And only here, 4,000 bitcoins. We had yesterday also 3,800. So also here, nothing big. Nothing indicating that could be a preparation for something. At least I don't see that here. Let us go forward. And now you can see that. So look there. First time since a while that shorts are now below 1 billion. Everybody is longing. Almost everybody. At least almost 62% are longing. And that's what they are generating. Exactly that. And to be honest, even then, I wouldn't say, whoa, that's extremely bearish. Under normal conditions, I would say that's extremely bearish. But even Inspo is struggling because they changed the narrative on a level where I think, no, they are fine to push the price more up, even if exchanges has to pay you out just to generate the big FOMO, the big FOMO before a big nuke. But when? The question is always when it will happen, and that's something, and that's why I can't trade this market because I don't trust this market anymore, is a water drop will be enough to let the market crash. Imagine China, Taiwan, the conflict rises. They shot down a plane and their drills. What do you think would happen to the market? That's the point. Nobody is thinking about. Everybody is taking a look to the bonds, to the oil, to the inflation, and just saying, well, yeah, looks like crap, but that's fine. That's good for us. Because then we have enough ammo against the Fed and they have to pivot. That's what that's the main argument at the moment. And I have seen, if you check the charts, what happened not only with COVID, also with the crisis in the past. It was always the same. I mean, COVID was, in my opinion, a big scam. Not COVID itself, but the COVID crash was a scam. Because you don't need to crash the market in that way. Taking into a look what is happening right now with monkeypox, with COVID, and with 1,000 different factors that it's a big threat for any economy, and the markets don't care anymore. So I would like to say, hey, I want to short that because it's going to nuke. I don't trust that. And that's something everyone needs to define for itself. So does that look bullish? No. But what should I say? I mean, even here, Ethereum, more longs coming in than shorts. I mean, that's crazy. Also, we didn't see that. And that will go more up. So I would expect if we continue until tomorrow, 1.7, if not 1.8 billions in longs, and maybe more reduction on the short side, 800 millions or something. So let us see if that's going to work. I say 1.8 billions in longs until tomorrow and 800 million only in shorts. We will see what's going to happen then. So let us go forward. Well, maybe we can check. I mean, Binance. Open interest is rising. We see that the biggest accounts on Binance are on the long side. So they are longing with 58% versus 42. And we have here also indicating the biggest positions are more related to longs than to shorts, so 54 to 46. So usually if we go from the idea, these guys, the biggest ones, the smart money, if it's not dump money, so smart money, they are longing, they are right. So why not long that, right? At least it would make sense. Let us check what the Kingfisher is showing. So I'm not going to analyze the Kingfisher map because, as mentioned several times, I know that's a liquidation cluster. Usually a liquidation cluster should be part of, the liquidation cluster should be rise when the volume is there. So a higher volume has a bigger impact if it's liquidated to the market price. But I still don't have any idea if that's what at least the Kingfisher is indicating. However, even if we have only 900 million or at least less than 1 billion US dollars in shorts on Binance, and that is Binance, it's indicating us that we have, well, much more liquidation volume on that side, and even here on that side. So we can go to 40K without any problem and to wreck them. On the other side, we have here only just tiny bars indicating some longs. So if we want to liquidate these guys, we need to go below 16,000. Let us check FTX and what's happening there. And as we know, that can take a little bit and sometimes a bit more than just a little bit. I would say looks exactly the same. We have here a huge liquidation cluster at 24 and another one at 6,500. That's it. So nothing. I would say, of course, I mean, take into account the market conditions, I would say 24K should be the next stage. And that's it. So it seems that these guys, they did their trade again because it's not the first time I'm mentioning that. Let me see. They let the price dump until they reach their old level. So what FTX is, for example, doing, they buy and sell the whole time until they reached again their bottom here. I don't know why it's happening, if it's just coincidence. I really can't tell you that. But of course, they are, in that case, you can see that the market price, even they sold a lot, maintains relatively high. Because if we check here, we went from 24 to 23, and they sold here almost 8,000 bitcoins, or at least it's indicating they sold even more, but it's the CBD, spot CBD. Also interesting here, while they are selling, once again, Bitcoin collateral is just lifting up and maintains a relatively high level, to be honest, while stablecoin futures are shorting at the moment, while they here are just, it looks very neutral. So it means the net flow of longs shorts it's zero. So indicating they are not showing more longs coming in or more shorts coming in. And that's it. The aggregated CBD maintains still over their former bottom, not the same like FTX. That's something I just have detected with FTX. They did that in the past as well. I can't see that anymore, unfortunately. I don't like to do that, but I'm going to do it now. Here, they did that here and here, here and here, and here and here again. So since we arrived here, that's what they are doing. They are, in my opinion, not even accumulating. It's just go up, distribute. We have enough money, go up, distribute. Go up, distribute. But they are not accumulating. And that's something that's really surprising me because they did that in the past. Usually, when they are just accumulating, you should see a positive CVD, like for example on Coinbase. And that's not happening. Okay, Coinbase is also a really stupid example because they are always only accumulating or at least buying based on CVD. However, it's just a trend indicator and indicating here they are not mm, buying. That's why they don't hedge anymore with Bitcoin margin contracts. And that's why even the Bitcoin market contracts are lifting up a little bit. So indicating it's always the opposite. If we go to the next one, 30 minutes, Coinbase. It's on Coinbase. It's always positive. I don't know how that works. It's always positive. It's always against the trend, or they don't care about the trend. So if we check here, Binance is selling more. They are also here, for example, if you check, they reached even the former bottom, and it wouldn't surprise me if they want even to decline more. We need to see, because at the moment they are here. We need to see if they want to go even more to the downside, so distribute even more. Then it would make sense then to maintain that level of 23,500, like the option trader is expecting, because that's what they are doing. They are using futures, they are using algos, they push up, people are FOMOing, jumping in, and they let it dump. And that's why it's pump and dump, pump and dump, pump and dump. They push up, for example, they buy 1,000 bitcoins. It's just an example. They generate FOMO, retailers jump in, they start to dump, and they dumped at the end 1,500 bitcoins. So they had a negative net flow of 500 bitcoins. And that's why they are doing pump and dump, pump and dump, pump and dump all the time, pump and dump, pump and dump. Just because they can distribute without to have a big impact to the price. At the same time, and that's what I said just yesterday, I think I tweeted about that, it seems it's a new hobby just to dump into the SPY algo, is because it looks like Bitcoin is decoupling from SPY, but it's not. They use certain moments to dump into the SPY algo. The algo is lifting up because SPY is lifting up. It's artificially generating demand and buying, and they start to sell. Also, what happens then? The price looks like it's not moving. So like yesterday, when they distributed almost 10,000 bitcoins on Binance BTC USDT, for example, that was huge. Under normal conditions, the market would dump very hard. It didn't happen. It just didn't happen. We still have the candle there, and we still have the volume deltas was extremely negative, with almost 90% just sold 9,000 or almost 10,000 bitcoins, and the price maintained. So yeah, I mean, if that's the case, but is that bullish? I mean, we remember last year, even I'm still convinced that it was a FTX scam pump with those 55,000 bitcoins, but at least the market maker entities were accumulating. We will check them. Still doesn't look, even they bought, but it still doesn't look like they are accumulating. So we will check. Let us go forward. Oh, what's happening here? That's Bitfinex. Bitfinex is doing what? Well, right now, nothing. I mean, even that. Oh, that's 5 minutes. It's not. Okay. Uh, for example, they distributed, they bought again. It looks like they want to decline again, but nothing big. We have Binance Perp here. That's actually the wrong chart. So, and we see that the funding rate declined, lifted up a little bit, declined a little bit, and the same is happening to the open interest. So I guess they're liquidating some people. I mean, of course, why not? But that's my lovely but algo pattern, and then up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. And that's what they are doing all the time. It's almost impossible with high leverage to survive that market. Only if you have enough money to drive the price, but otherwise, in my opinion, it's not possible. So, yeah, and that's it. Let us check what these guys are doing. Something I also need to talk with CryptoQuant, I will show you, is the exchange activity, because also that doesn't make any sense anymore. I don't know. So 3,350 Bitcoins, that was yesterday at 5 p.m. Let us check. Yesterday, 5 p.m. Oh, yeah. was active yesterday, longing. Also nice. 1 hour later, took profit. Okay, but nothing today. Instead, we have here entities with 100 to 1,000 Bitcoins, fund flow of 3,200 Bitcoins. We will see if these guys are accumulating again, but doesn't look like. So the market maker entities went from 4,920,000 Bitcoins to 4,940,000 Bitcoins. So 20,000 up. Happened in the past many times. We know that. Afterwards, what? Yeah. Afterwards, they declined. They declined their reserves. These guys here are declining their reserves, are not accumulating. These guys here are declining their reserves, are not accumulating. These guys here are accumulating. Yeah. And this year, even these here are reducing their balances, and usually 80%, as you know, of these entities are linked to exchanges, even maybe a little bit more than 80%. So the question is, if the market is that bullish, where, please, are these guys accumulating? One could say, yeah, look, that looks accumulating. Well, I will tell you how much they accumulated then. They had 4,240 and now have 4,290, 50,000. That's peanuts, absolutely peanuts. So, I mean, they can't hide. It's entities, it's on the blockchain. That's just a wallet. It has to appear there. You can't just take your bitcoins out of the computer and I don't know. It's not possible. Well, only possible, of course, if you are using Ledger or some, maybe that would be possible then. But otherwise, it's not possible. How to hide everything? Some people say, yeah, well, I mean, maybe these guys are using now wallets with less than 10 bitcoins. Okay, yeah, why not? Let us see. How much did they accumulate, for example, since our last big dip? 1.8 to 1.87. 70,000 bitcoins. Peanuts. Just peanuts. I mean, the market maker reduced from here 5,130,000, almost 160,000 bitcoins. Where are those? I really don't know. We can't find them here in these entities. I'm still convinced they are not accumulating. How is that possible? Because that's what they did over and over again. Buy the dip, lift up, sell the way up, and the top, dump afterwards again. They are not accumulating, at least not big. Why not? I don't know. But it seems also that here nobody cares anymore. It's bullish. It's bullish. We will go up. Moon next. Well, yes, if they keep doing it like a stair, one leg up, making $1,000, distribute everything, one leg up more, distribute everything, one leg up more. Okay, it will take maybe some years until we reach a new all-time high, but I don't know. It's really interesting what they are doing, but at least I can say it doesn't look like accumulation. And I mean, I'm not hiding anything. That's all entities we have. I don't see here any accumulation. Let us go forward. At least we can say Coinbase, for example, they declined a little bit in exchange reserves. So we have here right now 16. We had over 20. Now it's 16,000 bitcoins. And even if we check, for example, Ethereum, we had here 180,000 Ethereums waiting on spot exchanges. Also something, why? Why 180,000 Ethereums are waiting there? I really don't know. Does that look bullish? In my opinion, not at all. But it's not playing out. As long as it's not playing out and we are living the new narrative, everything is fine. So, in something to close the session here is the market condition. Market condition is extremely useful to check what's happening to the market in general. So that's the market condition based on activity on the centralized exchanges. We have the spot one here, that spot here, and we have derivative here, so futures mainly. Wow. Oh, that's great. So, and I really don't get what that here is because I guess that's a data error from CryptoQuant. Otherwise, that would mean since yesterday, almost nobody is trading. It's a big collapse on trading activity on centralized exchanges. I mean, that would be extremely bearish. I don't think that's right, and that's something I need to check. But if that's the case, and I will tell you that on Twitter, if that's the case, it's incredible, 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 incredible bearish, incredible bearish. That means, wow, people are getting out, you know? And another thing we should have in mind is the tweet I have placed about Coinbase. They halted their trading because of volatility. And I see right now, oh, what's happening here? Okay, what's happening to Bitcoin right now? Wow, also very interesting because that's something that Coinbase was mentioning. They stopped the trading on their platform because of volatility. Well, yeah, we had some volatility, but nothing big. So That's really crazy to see that. However, it's yeah. Let us go forward. That's a long episode now. So let us check what's happening here. Well, first of all, we have here Coinbase. Coinbase is ready to absorb some bitcoins, it seems. That's usually also part of algos trading, so we don't know if that's spoofing right now or not. We need to take very care about that, what's happening here. But to the upside, we'll still have 25, and to the downside, we'll still have 20k, at least as the next bigger volume related to an exchange wall. And we have here 22k. Let us go forward. Deribit perpetual. What's happening there? Limiting the way down at 24k and ready here waiting at 22,300. Doing exactly the same like Coinbase waiting here. So even Deribit, I know they use algo, so nothing that should be strange to be honest. Bitstamp spot, nothing. The next bigger wall would be at 20k. Binance spot. What's happening here? Binance spot is indicating the next bigger wall is at 25k, and also here they are waiting since a while. As you can see, we absorb part of the wall here between 22,600 and 22,500, and they want to push more to the downside. It seems we will see if that's going to if they can break this wall, because then the next one would be a 22k and the next bigger wall would be a 20k. They are reinforcing 24,500 at the moment. Bitfinex spot. The next bigger wall at 21,200. To the upside, the next bigger wall would be a 26. Also here, not really happening anything. FTX perp. Well, FTX looks absolutely different. Yeah, it makes sense to reduce a little bit the volume. And we can see they are expecting here 22,400, another one at 22,200. We have another one at 22, and we have another one at 20,000. So 20,000 and 20,400. So volatility means down but also up. We need to be very careful then because it yeah could also go up very quick to the upside afterwards and then hitting 25 for example. We need to be very careful. To be clear, I'm bearish. I'm still bearish, but I see with the whole change of narrative that that could be a bear trap, for example, just to um, liquidate as much long as they can before they go up. Kraken doing exactly the same. Also 22,400. It would be even the biggest one, and then the next one 25. Bitmax. Nothing. Only to the upside 25k. Yeah. Binance futures. Also here, it's a ton of orders waiting there. I mean, the next bigger one would be a 22 100. Wow, they are really pushing hard at the moment. We can see here even with futures delta of 6,000 minus 6,400, while a volume of 40,000. That's really big. Wow. Okay, that's crazy. So we need to be very careful here. Really, really, really. It wouldn't be the first time they do that. Let the price go down, liquidate late longs, and then go up like, But as mentioned, we need just to be very careful. It's going to be here a challenge, not impossible because you see how many orders are waiting to the upside as well. So it can take a little bit. It depends how much ammo they have. It will take a little bit, but if they rise in aggressivity, they can push even more, 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 and everything will disappear very quick, in my opinion. Bitfinex derivatives. It seems they had a wall here, was absorbed, nothing else. Let us check. Yeah, they are still waiting here, 20,750. It wouldn't surprise me really to liquidate all these longs, to go down and afterwards up. They removed even the wall at 26. That's something very interesting what they. Let us see. Oh, that's interesting what they do. It could be a sign, but I'm not really sure, to be honest. I'm really not sure. And Kraken Futures. And that's FTX Spot. And that's the last one. And FTX Spot is right now here. And you can see, oh yeah, they are pushing something. It seems that Coinbase noticed something. Maybe big spot coming in or something, but I didn't see that. Institutionals could be also it, so we need to be careful. On FTX, nothing happening here, so the next big wall would be at 17,500. And that's it. That's absolutely it.